These days, just playing with her dog is enough to exhaust Jessica Mercer. The 36-year-old has long COVID. She suffers from symptoms like fatigue, breathlessness and heart palpitations.
It's flipped my life upside down. I feel like a bit of a shell of myself, my former self. It's changed my working habits, my social habits, my everyday life.
Ms Mercer can now only work part-time as a teacher and has used up most of her sick leave. She can't get workers' compensation because she didn't get COVID at work, and she doesn't have an income protection insurance policy.
I've had to reduce my income by about 40%. It's also meant that at times I've had to really prioritise medical appointments because they're obviously not cheap.
Australia doesn't collect data on long COVID. Actuaries like Jennifer Lang are professional statisticians who calculate risk, often for the insurance industry.
What we've effectively done is added another form of disability into the community, so we'd expect to have some more insurance claims from people who are disabled by long COVID.
100,000 Australians could be left with a serious disability as the result of long COVID within months. Another 300,000 could have some limitations on their daily life.
We need to make sure that income support is available to them. Ideally, they'll still be able to work, and so workplaces would be able to make adjustments to help people work.
It's a good time for people to check their insurance, to make sure they understand exactly what they've got. And it's a good idea to ask your superannuation fund about what you've got in super, or your life insurer about what you're covered for.
Unions say people who get long COVID will need government income support.
The reality is that people get allocated 10 days sick leave per year, and as we know with long COVID, we're talking people being ill for months, if not even longer.
With widespread community transmission, unions warn workers will fall through the cracks. It's getting harder to prove you got COVID at work, and they say workers' compensation claims are lower than expected. But according to lawyers, that doesn't mean bosses are off the hook.
As an employer, you could certainly open yourself up to a greater risk of liability if you are encouraging your staff to return to work.
Megan Fraser's life has also been severely affected by long COVID. She wasn't infected at work and is unsure if she's eligible for income protection.
I'm the sole income in my family, so if I don't work, we essentially have no income. So it's put a huge financial pressure on me.
She's cut back her hours, but the high school teacher is worried about what being reinfected might mean for her health.
I would say that I'm functioning at less than half of what I was able to do last year. And I have no answers as to whether that's going to improve or anytime soon.
Long COVID casting a new health and economic shadow.